Well, you see, you had to earn a living, but you didn't take it seriously. And when I left the Graham studio, I wanted to go to tutor, but I felt worried because I hadn't had ballet since Stone Cameron. And tutor had this professional class, and I thought, God, I can't just walk in there. And so I knew Arthur and Mary Hinkson. They were taking class with Carl Shook, a very good teacher. So she said, go to Carl. So Carl groomed me, and one day Carl had a phone on the wall in the studio. It was just a little studio he rented, and the phone rang, and he went and answered, and he came back, and he said, Paul, Jimmy Starbuck's on the phone. He wants to talk to you. I said, who's Jimmy Starbuck? He said, Jimmy Starbuck? He works at NBC, he's a big choreographer. He wants to talk to you. So I got on the phone, and I said, hello, and he said, is this Paul Sanasardo? I said, yeah. He said, you need a job, kid. And I said, yeah. He said, could you get over here to Radio City Music Hall in the next hour? And I said, yeah. He said, well, get here quick, we just lost a dancer. So I went, and when I got, I said, Jimmy, why'd you call me? He said, oh, I saw you with Anna. You're wonderful. He said, now, kid, this is just a job. It's a lot of shit. Don't get upset. He said, well, you'll make some money. He said, you're cute enough to get by. This is what I told him. Okay. You started on Monday, and you worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, learning whatever you had to learn. Thursday, you're in front of the cameras. Friday, you're in front of the cameras. And Saturday, you're on. Sunday, you're off. And it was little numbers, you see. And of course, in those days, again, every television program had full dancers, full singers, full orchestra. We were on salary, you see. Then they'd bring in the stars, you see, and we just danced with it. We were on the Perry Como show, and we all lost our job because Anna was choreographing that. And Perry Como came after we had learned the dances, and he was doing this number, and he waved up to the controller, and he said, I don't want these kids behind me in this song. He said, I don't need them. Fine. Well, Anna came down. She said, what'd you say? She looked at her and says, kids? These aren't kids. She says, these are artists. She said, we're just doing this for money. Well, of course, we all lost our job. Freddie Como looked like, what? Well, of course, he walked right off the set. Next thing you know, Anna was fired. We all picked up her dance overall. No, they had pride. But Jimmy said, no, don't take it seriously. The first show I did, you wouldn't know these people. Connie Russell. She was a big singer back in the day. And she was one of the stars coming in. And in her number, it was 10 cents a dance. She was in a USO with all the soldiers and sailors and stuff. And she was, she had to do 10 cents a dance, and she was worn out. And then at one point, one of the soldiers or someone would come down and take her and do a little dance with her. Well, Connie Russell shows up, and first thing she says, I want a Marine. And then she looked around, she looked at me, and she said, I want that big boy. She said, she says, I'll take him. She sang, and I had to be at a table with all, around all the soldiers and the girls. And at one point, I had to get up and walk down to get her, see. They drew a line, you see, on the floor. And I said, now when you get up to the table, walk on that line. Because we don't want to see you until you're right behind her, and then you whip her around. Okay, so I walked on that line for the first run through it. And I thought, oh hell, because I could see the monitor, see. I thought, next time I do it, I'm gonna walk a little bit on this side so they can see me, you see. So I got up and I started walking, not on the line here. She turned around and stopped. Get on that fucking line.